Welcome, friends. How are you today? So today we are embracing the spring equinox, all the spring energies, and we're also connecting with that full lunar eclipse, the full moon and lunar eclipse in Libra. Kind of actually, and also, geez, the astrological new year began on the spring equinox. So we have a big powerhouse here of celestial energies, and we're going to try and connect with all of them today. Call in the crystalline realm and just, invite in some cards and see where we go from there. So I'm going to begin with a little meditation. So just asking you just to kind of sit comfortably in your chairs and maybe close your eyes. We're, of course, going to kind of just breathe in, breathe out. We're just, we've just come out of winter and we're embracing, all the earth-based changes. And we're going to just connect inward and into that moment. So ladies, please breathe in, breathe out. And I want you to follow along with your imagination in whatever way is comfortable for you. So in the winter months, Mother Gaia calls us to go within. She quiets us like children with the dark. She also brings us the cold to keep us still. And she invites us to set aside all our outward activities. Now we've entered spring, the beginning of spring. And the mother calls us again. She's asking you to feel your feet on the ground. Visualize in whatever way you sense. Do you see? Do you feel? Do you hear, smell, taste? In whatever way you sense the soft mud and the sparse new grasses beneath your feet. Feel your feet sink slightly as the earth receives your weight. Feels cool, fresh on your bare feet. Become aware of the vibration. There's movement deep underground, like a pulsing energy. This moon, the March full moon, the worm moon, vibrates a cleansing and moves you towards the call of spring. Deep beneath your feet, the worms are moving. They're making the soil fertile and rich. They're consuming the decay, the stagnation of the past months, transforming it so new things can grow. Let that vibration of movement enter you. And begin to move along. A path appears before you, and you follow. You walk, you dance, you crawl. Just keep moving. Mother Gaia calls you towards spring. She asks you to embrace the rains, which now fall gently as you travel on your path. She asks, what have you cleansed within yourself this winter? Where were your personal floods, your excesses? Where were your lacks and longings? When you are ready to release all these, which part of you is now being renewed as you release? It's a gentle reminder to just remember those key points as we move along. Now we continue to walk and to listen to the voice of Mother as she guides you on. The rain subsides, the darkness comes. The landscape around you changes. The full moon shines above, and there is an air of magic in the forest that surrounds you. You begin to dream. Mother Gaia asks, what dreams have come to you this winter? What seeds of hope and intention are you holding? You look to your hands and see that you're carrying a few small seeds of light. What will these seeds flower in your life if you nurture them? What will they need to grow? The air now gets cold and crisp as you walk on your path. It becomes harder to walk as the winds come, but ahead you see the light at the end of the path. There lies a small cabin, glowing with warmth. You keep moving towards it until you arrive at the doorstep. The door opens, and Mother Gaia stands before you, inviting you in to come in from the cold. She wraps you in a blanket of moss, and she prepares warm herbs for you to drink, and you feel nourished. She asks you to thaw. Where have you become frozen this winter? What inside you has become stagnant or stuck? Will you let it melt away? The mother calls to you, warm and awaken, my dear child. It's time to blossom. She places her hand over yours, and you feel your seeds begin to stir. Small shoots sprout and begin to grow. You hold them tenderly as she guides you to the doorway, knowing you are ready to return. She opens the door and light enters. Blossoms fill the air, along with the gentle warmth of spring. The mother guides you forward. You have your blessing, and now it's up to you. You follow the path back through the forest into noticing now all the green of new life, the spring flowers. Your seeds in your hands are ready to be planted. and they whisper to you what they will create and what they will need in order to bloom. You listen. You trust yourself. You emerge in the softness of springtime. You embrace the balance between inner nurturing and new growth. You prepare to walk into this new season with intention. You weave your intentions into this dance of rebirth. Now, friends, you are back at the beginning. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and bring yourself back to the present moment. If you'd like to journal, jot down any little keywords, notes for you, please do. I know that was quite long. Sorry. But to me, brushing out of winter into spring takes a little bit of doing. So yeah. Okay. So waking up from that. Um, so spring equinox was the 19th. And really is a really powerful metaphor for balance. That's that day of perfect balance. The vernal equinox, I should say, was the 19th. But this is kind of spring is really a season. So it's not necessarily one minute, one day. It really takes me a while to come out of that winter hibernation, darkness, wanting to come out into the world. And for me, it was my birthday, so it was just, a very special day. Lots of powerful celestial energies is all I can say. And we have a full moon, lunar eclipse on March 25th. And in the astrological sign of Libra, which also is all about balance. And so, I mean, it really was neat that, Libra and the full moon, they're all about balancing relationships and harmony. And yeah, full moon sheds light on our shadows and it brings attention to those unresolved patterns. So, really invite, and what is Libra in Venus? I'm not sure. I really don't know. So I have to, I'm not sure. Oh, Libra is ruled by Venus, right? That's what I have in my little notes. Okay. And that is the ruler of the 7th house. Am I correct?
It is.
Okay. And I know it is an air sign, a wind sign, air sign. Is it mutable cardinal? I have no clue. Fixed? What is it, ladies? You are the astrologers here.
It's cardinal.
It's cardinal. Okay.
Yeah. And cardinal, as you were talking, I was thinking we talk in terms of balancing and the harmony, but we don't think in terms of the cardinal, which is the seasons initiate, and this is truly an initiation. If we talk about winter, because that's on one, if we look at scales, here's the winter and everything we've gone through. And here we are moving toward the solar over here in this scale. And so, but it's a portal. It really is an initiation for us to move from one state of being into another.
Absolutely. And even in the southern hemisphere, you're going into the
Of
fall
course.
equinox,
Of
moving from
course.
that fiery
Right.
into the darker
That's right.
times. So,
That's right.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And yeah, it really does take a little bit of shifting, I'm telling you. I know, I think Alexandra, last time you said you've really still been almost in a hibernation kind of stage there for a while. I feel like I'm kind of coming out a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I think this week it pulled me in again quite deeply. But today with the energies are calming down, I feel, and I feel I have more room to breathe again. Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
You know what I find is that when we are between signs and particularly between the seasons, there really isn't an energetic pull. And I'm sure Alexandra, you felt that. It's like you can actually, it's like gears that have to be recalibrated. And I mean, that's how I actually feel it. It's not one thing, it's not the other. And there is that moment um, in a week, in a daily, we often talk about the moon being void of course, which means it's not in one sign, it's not in the other. And I think we have a void of course when we're changing
Season.
seasons. We have, and the signs also, but particularly because the cardinals are such a powerful energy. You know, spring is really, and the autumn, they're really, really powerful energies. And so they give us a real jolt. And then of course we have this eclipse coming up on top of us. So it really gives us a jolt.
And it's a lunar eclipse. The solar eclipse is coming April 8th. So we're like in that, eclipse season. And boy, they have boy, I'm hearing a lot out there chatter in the world about that April 8th solar eclipse. It's just become, huge, the energy around it and everything. I was reading that if you go back to your birth year, if you have any kind of eclipses that were within 2 weeks of your birthday, you're pretty sensitive to the eclipse season. Now, I went back to mine and there was one on April 3rd. So that's pretty close. Yeah, it is 2 weeks within. So I kind of stay away from, I don't go out there and I follow more of the Vedic tradition where you don't really go out and view the eclipses. I pretty much stay in, don't and do more of an internal inward instead of an external type of thing. They don't consider it auspicious if you view an eclipse
Well,
at
in the
all.
In the West, people just don't understand. I was actually reading, uh, is a travel magazine, and next on the 8th, they are
Oh my
already
God,
booking up all of these places around the world where you can
absolutely.
actually see the eclipse because the solar eclipse will be viewed from certain places. I think here,
Illinois.
Texas, oh, you're getting, that's right, Illinois is getting it. And then there's Texas. There are these places where all of the campsites are booked up right now.
Yeah.
And there's another state, I can't think of what other state that they're getting it too. And so I know that in Canada, and I believe it's in Montreal, up that way, they are all booked up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And
they're closing schools that day and everything
uh,
around us. I mean, yeah.
okay, okay,
But it's become like it's like all that energy, it's a collective energy, so it has become like a real momentous type of
yeah.
thing, an event. So I mean, I personally don't participate, but I will in my home in some way. So
Good.
it's kind of interesting to see what really transpires with this eclipse season.
I'm
Um,
with you, Karen, in terms of the internal, because it's going to be each person really does need to take a look. If you don't know anything about astrology, you need to take a look and see where these eclipses are landing in your own chart, because it can give you a real clue as to what things need to be done in your own daily soul experience. One person
Absolutely.
I'm watching is my niece. It is happening on her birthday, April 8th. And she,
Oh,
right now, I am literally using her as a test case to see how she is responding, because it's about the same time, the 8th, when the eclipse, I think it's 3 o'clock Eastern time here,
uh,
Eastern time, when it's occurring. It'll be what, 12 o'clock at midnight here, Pacific. And then it may be, I think it's what do you got? 9 hours? About 9 hours difference for you, Alexandra, and Marin and Cassia. I think, yeah, you got about 9 hours difference. But it doesn't really matter, the earth is moving. But it's going to be really interesting to see how it affects her, um, because her birthday is directly on the thing. And
oh,
over the
it's
course of the next year, I'm going to witness her. I'm going to really be paying attention to her over the course of the next year to see how this affects what's going on in her 30 something year old world.
so my son-in-law is having a hip replaced on the 8th. I wanted him to change it, but I didn't want to
Ooh,
even really call attention to it, because
yeah.
sometimes when you do that, you can, put something in their mindset that makes it manifest, that seed can be planted. So
When is
I'm
his
gonna,
birthday?
his
Because
birthday is January 7th, January 21st.
oh, he's an
And
Aquarian. He's an
yeah,
Aquarian. Yeah,
yeah.
it'd probably be okay. Yeah, it'd be okay.
God, I
Yeah, it'll be all right.
I hope so.
Because Aquarius and Aries are sextile to each other. I don't
Okay,
know. I don't know the exact degree of his birthday,
right, I
or
understand that. Yeah.
but it could, hopefully it's close enough. It can be a sextile. So yeah, give him a new lease on life, a new beginning.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's
Hmm.
all good.
Yeah, new beginning.
So we have the sun in Aries, fire sign, the moon in Libra, which is a wind's air sign. Um, I'm trying to think, I had all this stuff written up and I can't even, I'm so bad. I am so bad at astrology. I try so hard, but there is so much to
No,
really,
no, no,
really.
no, no. You're not bad. Retract that. You're not bad.
Okay, not bad.
It
Okay.
it it
I
it, it
I
just
I
take
have
it just
little
takes a
bits.
long. Alexandra and I have been at this for a long time,
Well, I
and
have played, I have like dipped toes in for a very long time, but never really took a deep dive or anything. But I have read, I have studied, I have dipped toes in, and it just doesn't, it's not something that really, really has stayed with me. I've even taught classes about crystals and astrology, and it still does. It's like it doesn't always stay with me.
no, it's a practice. That's why we say it's an ongoing practice, because I know personally I'm always making new connections in terms of something that I've gone over for the last 25 years. I see a new connection in looking at something, but that's because what's the word? I'm a practitioner. I do it all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
And if
yeah.
you don't do it all the time, and it becomes part of your language, that's all.
Hmm. So, yeah, it says what I have the moon in the first decan of Libra is peaceful and calm. The sun in the first decan of Aries is strong, exalted, and proud, and wants to act decisively. So Aries is excited by direct action, and Libra wants a meeting of the minds. So it's a polarity there. Um, and it's reinforced now by the nodes of the moon. So it says the lunar eclipse also has the potential for a little bit of chaos, more chaos than usual.
Yes, but you
Moon
know
is
what? You got to apply this. You see, those
to
descriptions
each,
are fine. They're
they're
fine.
general, they're
But
general.
what happens if it's sitting on your sixth house, if Libra is on your sixth house, and then that means Aries is going to be sitting on your 12th house.
I see.
And those two, that polarity has to be worked out, because that may not, or it's the reverse. You got Aries sitting on the sixth house and you got Libra up on the 12th house. How is that going to play out in a person's life?
I see.
Let me give you a quick example. I just was working with a client, and she not everybody, of course, has this, but she has all of the signs on their natural houses. So that puts her Libra on the seventh. And
Okay.
as I was looking at her chart, I realized, because she has this real thing. She really says she's been married, but then she's getting divorced, and then but she's already saying, "Oh, I just really, really want to have somebody in my life, and I want to have love." And I can understand why that is, because she's got Libra sitting on the seventh house. She's got her sun sitting in Scorpio in the seventh house. And the real ringer in this is she's got Uranus sitting in the seventh house. Can you imagine Uranus saying, "Now I'm going to revolutionize my love life in some way or other"? And so and then she's got Venus. She got Venus up in Sagittarius, up in the ninth house. Now, can you imagine Venus in Sagittarius up in the ninth house? So that might mean she may attract somebody from another country, even. Love might be somebody who's totally different from her culture. And then if you factor in Sagittarius, you got to get the truth, because Sagittarius is aiming for the truth about love in her case. And so I said to her, well, maybe you might want to say, what is my soul journey in terms of love? Because you got that Uranus with visionary, it's kind of visionary too. So she's a romantic visionary, intense, because and Alexandra knows about that. Sun sign Scorpio, intensity. So that's how you have to put all these bits and pieces together. And when I said that to her, that your heart's desire is going to have to be, perhaps is your soul's calling. You got to understand what love means in terms of who you are from your soul level. So that's how I kind of take it. And with Libra, and then think about this. She's going to have a focus, because the lunar eclipse and full moon is in Libra. So it's going to be sitting at some point right on her seventh house. Spotlight.
So I don't have, I have Libra in my eighth house with no planets.
You got Libra sitting on the cusp of your eighth house.
I don't, well, it's empty. Do you know what that means? I don't know. I'm looking at my chart, and Libra is right across from Aries, and there's nothing in that house, the eighth house.
But you have Libra sitting on it's like the little pie. You got Libra sitting on the edge, the cusp, that little edge. You don't have any planets in your eighth house.
I have 0 planets in my eighth house. Where is it?
Okay.
Yeah. So that means what? I have nothing in my eighth house, but Libra.
Well, of course,
I should say Libra is the ruler of my eighth house with
Venus,
no planet.
Venus is the guide or ruler of your eighth house, because you got Libra sitting on the cusp of the house. So you do have some that always gives you some information. You still have
So that's where you can kind of find out about your magic, what you should look at, maybe
intensity. That's right. That's right. Well, eighth house in your regard, where Libra is sitting, and that's where your spotlight's going to be for this Libra.
This full moon, lunar eclipse,
right.
all of
that's
it.
Right.
Right.
It's going to sit there and say, Karen, I'm right here.
And the eighth house is the house of, here, see, now I don't remember. Let me pull it out of me. No, that's the fourth house, the eighth, I don't
Pull it.
know.
Okay, we're gonna pull it out of
Pull it out of me.
That's
So,
right. Pull it out of you.
I mean, first house is about self, second house communication, third house. See, I do know some of these. 12th house is spiritual, correct?
Spiritual, creative,
Creative,
unity, the transcendence.
okay.
Mm.
What is the eighth house, may I ask?
Alexandra, give. Here's a full on Scorpio. She can tell you about eighth
She can
house.
tell me, okay, Alexandra.
She's a full out Scorpio.
Okay, so the eighth house is the Scorpio house, actually. So, intensity, just as Ruth was saying before, all the Scorpio themes through the lens of Libra.
Okay,
So, trying to find the balance in those moments of intensity, and Venus
Wonderful.
is communicating heart-to-heart communication in this instance, because Libra wanting to connect with others, because it's her natural place is connecting with others, partnerships. So it's the intensity of your partnerships.
oh, okay,
I
okay,
love it. Yes, absolutely.
okay.
And
So
taking deep dive into those, I'm going to add to that, taking deep dives into those relationships. You want to know what it feels like from the inside. You're not on the surface. No, on the surface, the Scorpio part.
Yeah. So thank goodness you don't have anything else in that house.
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So making it a little bit easier.
My
That's good.
relationships have not, I will
Hey,
tell you.
that's enough. As she says,
I
that's
think it
enough.
is. I think it's enough.
Well, thank you for all that, ladies. I didn't mean to take up all that time, but it's always so interesting to kind of really connect in with that astrology. You know, there's so much to really learn. Oh my goodness. Mara, did you ever, now I know you have been kind of tapping into your birth chart. Have you ever got your birth chart together yet? Did you ever create one?
I figured something out online, but actually I didn't go deeper anyway. I'm
Okay.
just happy I'm able to follow you when you explain things. I get an idea about the circumstances and the conditions. So the first time I was like, what are they talking about?
Well, I'm still just right there, barely able to follow Ruth and Alexandra. So, and I'm telling you, I've had my chart read and done, and oh my God, by so many,
No.
yes. So,
But I follow you slowly on my own pace, but I get an idea every time we meet. I get a better idea about the system.
okay. Oh, so.
I'm learning slow in this case, but that's okay.
Okay.
So I do have, you know, I didn't really do a ritual for, so what I wanted to kind of just pull in a little bit for this balancing. I do have, I do have maybe a few little prompts that I'm going to add into the site, maybe balancing your masculine and feminine side. There's even ways to do some breathing, you know. Have you ever done any yogic alternative breath breathing? I mean, that can even balance that male and female and really align us into a place of, you know, where energies feel a lot more compatible and soothing, and I used to do that almost every day. I haven't done it for a while though, so that's a good one good place to start. Another, now that we're really kind of transitioning from winter into spring, get outside. Get outside, even just breathe some of the air, breathe that beautiful warm sun, you know, feel the sun, just breathe it into your body and connect. And I have these stones are just something that I have stones that I'll give you later, just the stone. But I have, there's a little meditation that I do that I have a female, this is a female quartz. A female quartz is one that really you can't see through it. It's very opaque. It's the female energy. There's other clear quartz, that's yang energy. This is the yin energy. So what I do is I just take it into my left hand. If you have a point, I put the point up towards my heart. And then I'm going to take any black stone. I've also taken a black quartz. I have a white quartz and a black quartz. And the black quartz, I'm going to put into my right hand, and I'm going to have the point going down. So, and then I'm going to I just want to lay in bed, lay in a chair, be comfortable wherever you are, and do some breathing, some cyclical breathing all the way around, in and out. And that will kind of balance those energies between male and female as well. And I think if you can try to do something like that for 11 minutes, you don't have to breathe that long, but if you can try to then just rest and sit with your stones, one, the black one pointing down, the clear feminine one pointing up towards your heart, and sit with them. Try to do it for like 11 minutes. And it just really will support you in balancing, your auric field. So that's a real good way to bring in balance as well. And yeah, hold that black stone, white stone, clear stone. Another way to do this, if you just stand up and kind of get comfortable and just discover how you lean. Have you ever done, I don't know if anybody's ever done a pendulum or how they fall forward or backward, but how do you lean, left or right? That kind of will, if you just, let your body settle and you lean more to the left, you lean more to the right. So the right, of course, is the masculine, the left is the feminine. These are real easy little keys to tell you where you need to bring in some more energy to balance you. And another really quick, easy, 2 candles, black and white, dark and white, black and white. Alternate, light them and alternate looking at that candlelight. I know it seems kind of weird. I felt a little bit strange doing it, but these are just kind of little things to let's bring a little bit more balance into our life. Now I'll kind of list all those. I mean, they're just all little small things, that anybody can do. I think Alexandra is going to continue on with next week, but we're actually bringing that planting a seed into maybe, I don't know exactly what we're going to do. So I didn't really want to come around with a ritual per se, but I have those few little prompts that I will post in in our group. And just real easy, because I don't know what kind of time people have. Sometimes I want easy more so than real elaborate, something that I can quickly tap into and do. Gosh, I can do something for 11 minutes, just holding a couple stones, breathing. I can look at a couple candles. I can do some alternate. There's also a wonderful alternate breath, yogic breath that will also. So I can do all those. I wanted something easy because I've had a lot of challenging things going on lately, so I needed some ease. But I do have some cards for the collective. I have a stone for the collective.
Excuse me, Karen,
What would
why
you like
11,
first?
why 11 minutes?
It is a yogic number that I was provided with to do. It's a master number. So 11 minutes, it's a master number. It's one of those things, even in some of my cleansing rituals, you do it for 11 minutes. Some of that's what I was taught. And because it's a master number and because that's what it takes, I don't really know why that is chosen. I can't accept that it's a transcendent number, energy, that is why it's used. I
Interesting.
don't have a better explanation for that.
I mean, I live it every day because I'm an 11.
You're an 11.
Yes, I was born on 11 days, so I just
So
wondered.
it's a spiritually vibration. It's a spiritual
Yeah,
vibration.
right. I
And
know it's
that,
a
yeah,
master number. Yeah,
right.
and I was born. Well, just a few minutes ago, I was born at 11:23, so I get 11s all
Oh,
over the place. So
yeah.
yeah, so okay.
Yeah, so that is just spiritual vibration, raises your vibration, and 11 minutes kind of elevates you into a different consciousness.
We like
I didn't
consciousness.
know. So it elevates you into a different consciousness. So I have a new deck that is pretty cool. It's called the Liminality Oracle. And it's really beautiful. It is, gosh, I really liked it. It's actually from France. I bought it from France. You know, I'm all about these gorgeous, they have, you know, I like lots of detail and lots of, here, let me go ahead and put it in speaker, maybe. You can see better that way. I don't know, can you see it that way? Am I on there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So this is the journey. I'll just give you a few of the cards. Nurture. It almost reminds me of Shadowscapes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Duality. That's what it really does. It reminds me of Shadowscapes. Tarot. There's different colors in here. What is this? Direction. So I just really liked, to me, I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. This is love
It's beautiful. Yeah.
and rhythm. So that's my new deck, and I pulled a card for the collective with that. And my card for the collective. I thought this was perfect. Expansion. And here you have a tree, you're sitting there and you just see the whole inside just expanding outward. Just a beautiful deck. And there is a bird. Yeah, that blue bird. Let me see, I'll read it.
What's the number on there? Did it say 29?
It's 29, it's 11.
11.
That was
There you
great.
go. Yeah.
I thought, you know, and actually isn't the tarot card that is justice for Libra, which is an 11. Well, most
Yes.
decks, it's an 11.
Right. It's an 11. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, depending, Thoth isn't, but
Mhm.
yeah. So I thought, well, isn't that neat? 11 and Libra is an 11. So expansion. And this comes also in French or English. And I'm reading it in, okay, I've got the French. And I don't know who the author is, but yeah, I do know who the author is. I just have to think about it for a minute. So it's a beautiful time of expansion right now. The spring is a time of, you know, moving from the inward to the outward and expanding into those outward activities. And newness, you know, broaden your mind, broaden everything around you is expansion. So here it says, she clearly was not expecting to find a gateway in the forest. She had left her home for a simple walk in the woods, gotten lost, and the next thing she knew, light was pouring forth, leaves were singing, and the strange birds were flying all around, their feathers whispering and hissing as they cut through the air. She wanted to turn back, to turn to the familiar and comfortable, but a piece of her knew that this time had come to broaden her mind, to accept impossibility, and to bathe in the light of the new. So inviting us to not be resistant to the new or the unfamiliar, and to, yes, the old ways are comfortable, tradition is important, but times move on, the world changes, and we are called upon to adapt to what's new. So beautiful and really, really typified what is going on with us all out in nature and really in our world all around us. Have to, expand into that new, into the ever-changing. So that was my oracle card and again, here I have Lily White Tarot. This is also Celia Malisville. She also was I think she partnered with this, she co-authored this oracle. So this is from France. I forget, Celia Malisville. And the Ace of Wands came forward. I mean, geez, and you see that one wand, sprouting up out of the earth, new buds. The sun, or it's an app, no, the sun shining forth, all that, Wands is fire. Here we are in Aries season. I mean, perfect. These two cards are absolutely perfect together.
Right.
Expand into new creativity, new beginnings, new growth. That's what we're being called to do at this time. Alexandra, did you have any cards for the season? Or you did? Oh, I'd love to see.
And it fits with what we were talking about before.
Oh, yay.
With the eclipse coming up. It's the Hermit. To actually make this an internal journey.
Oh.
And shine a light on what you need to, like Ruth was saying, where is this happening in your chart? Where is this eclipse happening in your chart? What themes might be coming up for you, and shine a light on that.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's a wonderful card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because look at that radiation of the lantern, signifying that light that has to go out from that dark place.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's from the Textured Tarot.
It is.
Correct?
It
Okay.
is.
I was gonna say I know that card. Marin or Ruth or Kasha, do you have a card right now, or do you want to,
No, I don't have one at the moment.
Okay. Okay.
You're muted.
I just pulled out the Libra card of celestial bodies.
That. Oh, perfect. Aren't the cards just so wise?
Yes. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. And what deck is that from?
Celestial bodies.
Celestial Bodies. Okay. Okay. And I think Alexandra and Marin are doing very soon on Celestial Bodies, are they? Are you doing a?
No, we
You?
did one. You and
Yeah,
I,
you did
Karen.
one.
You and I, Karen. We did the
Oh, we did.
deck.
Oh my God. Here, I did with the astrology one. Here, I was thinking.
It was.
Yes,
I had Marin's deck. And you.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Kasha, did you pull a card for the collective? Or you're muted. Playfulness. I love that.
Sorry, it took me a while to unmute.
Oh, that's okay.
I've got Playfulness, which is the Leo card. It's from the I love this deck. It's very, my Ruth will probably love it. It's the astrological deck. It's called What's in Your Stars.
Who is that?
And
I haven't seen that one.
it's a very cheap deck. It's one of those cheap decks on Amazon. That is definitely below $15,
Yeah. I'll look for it.
Yeah, it's an astrology deck for daily guidance, and by Celia Jacobs and Sandy Citron, who's an astrologer in America, I think.
Is there anything in there, Katia, on the eclipses? Do they have a card for the eclipses or anything in there?
I believe so, yeah, because they will go through like I'm just double checking. It's very new to me, so I'm just trying to skim through. They have a card for each planet, and each sign. Actually, I'm not seeing anything. If I find one, I'll definitely pull it out.
Okay.
But this is a litter of puppies tumbles joyfully. It's the Leo wisdom card.
What fun. That's cute.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense too, because on the other side, depending on how close the Libra and Leo, they could be sextile to each other. That means 60 degrees, in a sextile. So they could potentially connect. And playfulness is something that Libra very much is resonates with.
Oh, I wonder, anyone else want to add anything on that? I will go ahead and if not, I will show you the stone that I chose. Stone for this time of actually it's comes in a lot of different, it's selenite. I think most of us have heard of selenite. It comes in a lot of different varieties. I mean, I have like fishtail selenite from Mexico. I have just gypsum, satin spar. This is like a wand that many people use for as a healing tool. Also in grids and everything. It's a great connecting tool. Even desert rose is a type of selenite. I have golden selenite. You usually don't see it in this form. It really has that energy of the golden ray, the sun ray. And then, I mean, these are all types of selenite. We also have that selenite plaque, and that, this is like a charging plate. It's really, selenite is a great tool if you want to put your it clears it. If you want to put your I put usually my wands, crystal wands that I use, to activate things. I usually put them on here and leave them on there. I keep them there. So selenite can come in lots of different forms. And it's really, it is a wind elemental energy, air energy. So I thought it was really good for this time of year. And what it does, it's used as a healing tool. It's one of those stones that really you can, it really supports aligning all your chakras, aligning your energy, really connecting in with those higher realms and bringing them down into the physical, because what is our mission? Our mission in this world is to be in a physical world. So, and to be, to bring all that divine energy and that inspiration down into our physical body is what selenite really supports us in doing. It helps with everything, actually, removes energy blocks. It's just a great, wonderful all-around tool. I mean, wonderful to put up and down your spinal area, and just to clear out some of that stagnation. So that it's just a nice to even put around your computers, around your home. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful energy tool that I always support anybody in working with. And yeah, it has lots of different uses. Selenite, that's my go-to for this next couple weeks. And I think most people probably, gee, even a little stone like this, satin spar type, just, you can find them. They're pretty easy to find almost anywhere. So that's my stone for the week, for the collective. So. Ladies, would you like to add anything else for this embracing spring and this lunar eclipse and Libra full moon? Anybody want to add anything else before we move on to cards? Okay. So I want to thank you all for joining with me, and really loved all your inspiration, all your intuitive wisdom. Oh my goodness. Always such a joy to gather with you. And we will be meeting again in a couple weeks, I believe on next Thursday. two Thursdays from now for Alexandra's new moon ritual, and love for you to join. And thank you so much. And please, the replay will be up on YouTube. So thank you so much. Bye for now.